Why would a professional banking analyst finance company ride a 125cc scooter for 10 years while he was working for the bank? Why wouldn't he buy something that matched the title, like a nice car? So my colleague saw a budget scooter bike. I saw data-driven path to mortgage-free house. I'm going to show you the math that they missed. I looked at the data and welcome. This is season 20, episode 2, the scooter strategy. Building equity in secret. Nobody knew it, but today I'm going to be breaking this down and looking at the data. It's as simple as you're working in an office, it's in the middle of town, it's busy, you want to get there as quickly as possible, the most cost-effective way as possible. You want free parking, you're saving. Close to £8 for a full tank of fuel on the scooter. Sometimes when the prices of fuel were lower, it was £6. And filling the tank would mean 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks of travel to and from work, 5 days a week, sorted, fuel's done. Minimum insurance. I saved 45 minutes every single day by filtering through traffic. I got free parking at the end, right outside the building. Park, get straight into work. I didn't need a driveway. My first house, I didn't have a driveway. I had a garage in the back of my house in the garden, which is where the motorcycle went. It's a scooter. I had to fight the ego battle. I dealt with the rain. Oh, did I deal with the rain? I even dealt with the snow. A funny story coming up about the snow. Wait for that. I'm hoping I can get some footage for this. You'll be loving that. I don't think I can, but I'll find out. So the cold, the judgment from people upgrading to BMWs while I stayed on my Yamaha scooter. They were getting Audis, they were getting BMWs, they were getting nice fancy cars. Did I care? My end goal, I didn't spend that saved money. I diverted every penny into my principal to buy the house and the mortgage to pay it off earlier. I cut down all my expenses to be able to buy the house, mortgage, pay the mortgage off as soon as I can. I'm talking, this is going back a while. This is when I was working in RBS and early on, BNP Paribas early as well. So there's practical steps here. There's a thought process behind this. A car is more expensive to insure, fuel, maintenance. Okay, you've got seats, you can carry more people with you. Okay, but how frequently did I ever need like a car for the family? I'll just get a taxi. Like if you had hospital appointments and stuff. It wasn't rocket science. And like back in those days, you could just phone the taxi on the phone and get them there for like £4 or £5. You can go quite wherever you wanted, really. Obviously, Uber now is expensive. Expensive, is that even a word? So I did my CBT, which is compulsory basic training. It lasts, I think it used to be 2 years. And I renewed it every 2 years. Because it ran out, I just renewed it. It's basically like a provisional license. You can ride up to 125cc scooter. And I eventually took my full motorcycle test to keep the system running for longer than a decade, because then I started enjoying motorcycling. I cleared my first 25-year mortgage in 7.5 years because I prioritized my efficiency over my ego. What does that even mean? I was saving that money. I didn't spend it on a car. I didn't spend it on fuel. I cut back my expenses as much as I possibly could in order to buy a house mortgage free, because look where houses are now. It's ridiculous. My season 15 was me buying a house. Zulftalks.com/S15. I think it was season 15. Let me double check. Yeah, UK home buying, season 15. Look at that. That's what I went through to buy a house. Oh, you'll love that episode. Actually go on, that's a video one as well, so you'll see everything. So because I prioritized that, my first house being mortgage free meant I could easily buy another house, save some money, sell the house, put some more money on, buy a better house. You're on the ladder. And it worked out so well. I actually bought 2 houses before this one. So in all, I've gone through the process about 3 times now. So what are we saying? We're saying there's a challenge there. You need to find a solution for the challenge. I found the solution by finding the cheapest mode of transport. My scooter was cheaper than buying a bus pass at the time. Bus passes are really expensive. I was running and maintaining a scooter for something like £210 insurance, fuel, about £700 to £800, and the bus pass at the time was like £1,100. And the bus pass you had to wait and stuff, whereas my bike I just jump on whenever I want and go anywhere else I want. So they are logical solutions. It doesn't look amazing. That's just part of it though, isn't it? You have to give sacrifices for what you want. They come in different forms. While the other guys had the fancy cars, I was riding around in a scooter. Could be worse. Could have been a bike. Could have been no engine. Electric bikes are really good now, so that's like an alternative solution, providing you're getting the right electric bike for like the low, as long as it's like not throttle and it's pedal powered and all that stuff. So there is a system in place. You want to find a solution to your problem and then see how well it works in the long term. So over that period of time, that was the main factor of me saving lots of money and being self-employed alongside to earn a little bit more income. So if you want to buy a house in the current market, salary is never enough. Companies don't give you enough money to buy a house. They give you enough money to basically just pay the bills and maybe survive enough till the next paycheck. It's just not very good. In terms of, if you looked at my finance series, we looked at finances and money and like what the actual inflation and things. Working it out, a lot of people barely get by, and especially now. So you need to be earning more than the average person and have some savings. Is that easy? It's not easy. But then you have to make sacrifices. We can't have an amazing BMW and a driveway on our house and then expect to be able to save. Well, you probably can, but you just have to be extra careful with it. Whereas I had to forego some stuff at the starting in order to be able to have those things a bit later on. And the more extreme you are with it, I could have been more extreme with it, and I probably would have cleared it like 5 years. But the way I was going, I had a specific target. I stuck to my target, being data driven, spreadsheet, look at the figures, and it worked out. So if I can do it, can you think about it like this? Not everybody has the same mindset. People want to live in the now and the today and have the most fancy stuff. But if that's you, that's fine. It's just there's a different way of thinking about things. So we need to understand what the long-term goal is and then do the steps in order to get that goal. So I'm thinking along the lines of, if you can identify what the source is to be able to achieve your goal, then you're going to be doing a lot better than everybody else. And the scooter in my case wasn't just a bike. It was like a financial weapon I used to buy my freedom. So now I'm quite content is the correct word to say, I think. We need to leave the ego at the door. Even now, I don't drive anything fancy. I've got like a Honda Civic, which is like 10 years old. Just some people just like to be quiet and confident. And we did an episode, if you remember. Actually, you haven't seen the episode yet. Season 19. You will love season 19. Because it talks about what I'm talking about now. The last 3 seasons I've made a little bit more interesting because I've started sharing a lot more about this now, specifically on LinkedIn. I thought, you know what, let me give more information and details. The earlier series were like me kind of going through and giving it step by step, but now I feel like, I don't think made it is the word, but I'm more comfortable and content now. There's no such thing as being rich. You can be rich with time and like happy, and you get to a point where it's not the money anymore. If you've got enough money to be comfortable and you can pay the bills, then you're a bit more relaxed. A lot of us are like at the point where it's hard to get a deposit for a house, hard to get on the ladder. So there's loads of people out there, but the guidance, or I'm not giving any guidance or advice. I'm sharing my what's happened or what I'm doing. But always check your situation and see what can you forego. Is there something that you can cut back on? There always is something that you can do to get a bit more money there. It does mean your ego is going to take a hit. You can't have a fancy car. Well, you can, but how much expenses have you got? It goes back to the standard math situation. How much you got coming in, how much you got going out. Your outgoings, is there anything that can be done? Cost of living is terrible, atrocious these days, but it is also an element of luck. If you were doing what you're doing at the time you were doing it, but then things were cheaper back then as well. You were getting less salary, but things were cheaper. Now we're getting more salary. So it's always like these, both ins and outs, just kind of there. So you have to do everything extra to make a little bit more. And I'm thinking along the lines of, in my next case, I'm showing you the e-commerce hedge, how I built an automated system that helped me while I was working. It was selling while I was in the boardroom, while I was doing a meeting. It was in the background while I was sleeping. So you need something to work for you while you're not doing it. This is no like guru course thing or anything. It's just generally my journey, how it worked out for me. And I'm not selling anything either. So hopefully you can listen to all of these and understand that this is a point of view. This is how it worked out for me. Can you adapt any of these skills to help you make a little bit more money? Enough to maybe have a nice car later on. Your goal might not be to buy a house. You might want to be like, you know what, I want to work for 4 years, 3 years, but at the end of it, I want to be able to have 10 grand, 15 grand. I want to buy a really nice car and insure it. I'm saying 10 grand, 15 grand. I like to buy stuff. Some people out there might like to hire it or might like to finance it. So there's other options out there, but I would rather have a 3 grand car sitting on the drive that I own than have like a 15 grand car sitting there that I'm paying £700 or £800 a month repetitively. And then when you lose your job or something takes a peak, the car's gone from your drive and you don't own it. That's just my thought process, but I think you'll enjoy the next one. I'll see you on the next episode. What's one question you're stuck on right now? Contact me on zulftalks.com. You can drop me a message on Insta or email me there. If you want, you could even put your answer below this episode in the comment section. I read through every single one and it helps me shape the shows. So it'll be good to hear from you. It would be really good if you can leave a review wherever you're listening to this. The show resources are available at zulftalks.com. You can also sign up to the mailing list there, which will allow you to get information to help you on your journey working for yourself.
Working for yourself, I know you love it. Working for yourself, 'cause I love it too. Working for yourself, Zulf talks about it, making it easy for you. Working for yourself, go be your own boss. Working for yourself, Zulf will help you along. Working for yourself, powered by trusted creators. Zulftalks.com.